Hello, Daphne here with another video for you. This one is really a different one. It's titled, Talk About a Weird Tourist Attraction. This has to be it. So, this video comes to you from San Luis Obispo, California, home to the famous California Polytechnic University. For me, San Luis Obispo is one beautiful town located on California's central coast. It's a very special spot on the map. The town is nestled between a gorgeous mountain range and the lovely blue waters of the Pacific Ocean. There are a number of attractions to delight tourists, such as an historic Spanish mission, which is still in operation to this day. There are museums, art galleries, and, of course, there's beautiful scenery all around you. A delightful downtown shopping area. That's just mentioning a few of the wonderful attributes that San Luis Obispo has to offer. And there are some visitors that have even dubbed it one of the happiest places in California or in America. Another draw has to be the absolutely gorgeous weather. I promise you, there is no better weather anywhere in the world on a consistent basis than there is in California most of the year. And so that no humidity, warm temperatures, lovely breezes coming off the Pacific, well, that's always a treat, at least to me. Now, hold on. There is one very unique, and I mean unique, tourist attraction right smack in the middle of downtown San Luis Obispo that I did not mention above. If you get a kick out of seeing weird attractions, then this is for you. What does this image look like? Is it a psychedelic painting with its multiple shapes and myriad of colors? Not so fast. This is the famous San Luis Obispo tourist attraction known as Bubblegum Alley. You would not believe this, but the feature of this alley is that it holds thousands of pieces of chewed bubblegum plastered down the walls, two contiguous walls with an alley in between. Nobody is quite sure how this attraction came into being, I should say. Some say the event was created by a San Luis Obispo high school graduating class right after World War II. But there are others who believe it began in the late 50s because of a competition between the town's high school and Cal Poly. But nobody really knows for sure, but it sure would be interesting to know about the person that thought up this crazy, crazy idea. But there it is. This tourist attraction has to come under this question. Would you believe that throughout the years, Bubblegum Alley has been featured in television shows? Yep, television shows. And even in famous newspapers like the Los Angeles Times, the San Francisco Chronicle, and even the New York Times. The contents of the articles reviewed both the delights and the disgusts of visitors to this famous wall. The show named Call to Greatness picked Bubblegum Alley to feature one of the world-breaking records of the very largest bubblegum blown anywhere. A gal named Susie, Choosy Susie as she was affectionately referred to, is a bubblegum record holder. She blew a 24-inch bubble standing right there at the entrance of, you guessed it, Bubblegum Alley. Here you have a picture of the two walls. Each wall is 15 foot high, and the alley is 70 feet long, completely lined from head to toe with discarded, chewed bubblegum. And should you have come unprepared, horrors, why would anybody want to come to Bubblegum Wall without being prepared is a question. But if you should happen to be there without your bubblegum, there is a machine right at the entrance, just for your convenience. I say it is a fair bet that this is the highest money-making bubble machine anywhere in the world. What do you think? The myriad of chewed bubblegum contributors have become very creative over the years. There are all kinds of notes attached on a very wide-ranging subject, on wide-ranging subject matter. Some have even tried their hand at creating figures and shapes that are recognizable to the people who walk down this alley. At one point, the town elders were up in arms over this wall and decided for sanitary reasons that it must be removed immediately. Well, that didn't happen. The locals got up in arms because this was such a popular tourist attraction, bringing many paying customers to their shops and restaurants downtown. So in the end, the town elders acquiesced, and the wall remains, in all its glory to this very day. A wall that allegedly began as a competition is now a main tourist attraction, if you can believe it. And it beckons lots of people to downtown San Luis Obispo. But I always wonder, who in the world thought this up? I'd like to meet that person. What in the world got into his or her mind that thought this might be a good idea? But somebody did, and forgive me for this pun, but the idea stuck. And the Bubblegum Alley became a phenomenon like few others. I think it's just incredible what ideas people come up with. And it's amazing to me that this wall has remained so famous for so many years. But I don't know. If you're ever in that part of the world, would you decide to stop by and see what Bubblegum Alley looks like? Or would just the thought of it maybe be a little repulsive to you? I guess that's a good question. I have been there, and I would say it's sort of a strange experience. It's a colorful wall, very colorful, and artistic in its own way. But I don't know whether I'd recommend it or not. But it definitely is a novelty, and a novelty that has remained very, very popular for some unknown reason to me. But there it is, this really grotesque wall in the middle of one of the most beautiful countrysides anywhere in America. So I guess it's a good thing that this town is enjoyed by so many people, including its famous Bubblegum Wall. And I just have one last question for all of you watching this video, and that is, what in the world are these young people going to think of next?